Welcome to Botches Off-Road. Join us as we talk about everything from gear reviews to trail stories, tent camping to rock landing, and all things to do with the outdoors. Hey, real quick, I always go back to the previous episode's transcript for the intro, right? And again, the AI thought we said tank camping. Just saying.
We're skipping past that tent part too fast, man. It's that Midwest lingo.
Yeah. So, so today's weekend update. I just about an hour ago got done recording an episode with Benji for what's the show called now? Newfound Overland. So that should come out tomorrow. Yeah, today's Wednesday. That should be out tomorrow already. Which you telling me I skipped past that tent camping too fast? When Benji read his intro today, I have never heard this man talk that fast.
Oh man, he's got a job, man.
So then I called him out. I'm like, Benji, I've never heard you talk that fast. And he's like, yeah, I always go back and slow down the intro.
That's a good way to do it. You know, by now, we probably should just have a pre-recorded intro for each of us and just pop it in there between.
Way less fun. I like the screw-ups.
It can be, for sure.
The screw-ups are fun.
Yeah.
So we'll...
the imperfectness.
Since me and Mark did the same thing again for another weekend, I'll let Gavin tell us his weekend first.
Yeah.
Well, mine was, I want to say it was boring, but not really. I got a bug up my ass, and it was the first decent weekend that it wasn't raining, snowing, or, windy, or all three at the same time, and decided to go out and start my reorganization of the back of Barry, which is my FJ's nickname, if you guys didn't know. And yeah, no, I pulled everything out of the back, pulled my drawers out, pulled my fridge has already been out for the winter. I just kept it in the house. Pulled my shelving out, pulled all of everything that I had in there, and then started working on trying to move the fridge slide a little bit. Last year, because of the way that the seats are on the FJ, my fridge kept hitting the back seats, and it was kind of stopping the fridge from hitting that nice spot where it locks in on the slide. So I moved the slide out towards the door a little bit and had to move some things out. I had kind of a gear pack that I had on my swing out door that I had to remove because it was just not going to close. The door wasn't if I had it there. So moved that out, kind of took a inventory of what I had in there and what I honestly needed, and removed everything else. So made some space there. Then started working on, I acquired some drawers from work. They were actually bolt drawers. And they were getting rid of those. So dude, I figured I could use those.
You don't happen to have any more of those, do you?
Not that type. That was a special type that...
those things are sick.
Yeah, that was the one I wanted. That originally held springs for the hardware, and that was the only one like it that was fully like that plastic encasement like that. And I had my eye on it for a while. All I had to do was find a place to put the springs and in the drawer, in the new drawers setup. Finally was able to make it work. It took that bitch home. You had some trouble kind of fitting it in because, of course, where I had my my shelves at, it was going to be a weird fit, but made it work. I moved my shelves up.
Those little boxes that are on those drawers, on that drawer system, those pull out, don't they? Like, come down?
Yeah.
Oh, my God, I love it. That's such a cool setup, dude.
Well, you come down. Oh, do you mean like slide out and then kind of go down a little?
Like, can't you slide them out and then take them off and open the box like down lower?
Yeah, I could take the whole box out of the drawer.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So that was cool. I like I said, I had to move my the wood shelf that I had sitting there. actually cut some angles into it so it fit into the sides and mounted right up to the back seat before there was a gap, and I would store my tent or something back there, and then it would always fall between the gap behind the fridge, and then I couldn't close the fridge. So I buttoned that up, got that set up. Like I said, got my drawers in there, started organizing and taking everything I had from the house, all the coffee stuff, the dining ware, all the batteries and stuff that I kept in the house, the pumps, the tent, stuff like that, trying to start fitting it in everywhere. Got everything pretty well organized. Started made some green tape labels to try to keep things, like I said, set and organized. And then so in Christmas time, my mother-in-law bought me the Dometic water jug. She just kind of grabbed something off of my Amazon wish list, which honestly can't complain. Those are always the best gifts when they actually go and look at what you have in there and just pick something. It's perfect.
That's how we do Christmas in our family. We just all share our Amazon lists, and
might be a little harder this year because everything else is like $50 and up now. So, but it was very nice of her. So I've been holding on to that for a while and waiting. I was gonna get one of the off-brand spouts from like a Amazon thing, and honestly, I just had a little bit of extra money for it and was like, screw it, I want the one that goes with it, and so I got the Dometic faucet, which was great. So the way that I have it right behind my seat, and then the hose running up on top of my shelf.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have the faucet sitting on the shelf, and so can't even see my water tank or anything there. It's a 2.5 gallon tank. When I want to switch it out, it's got a quick release on the top, and I could just pull the tank out when I need to fill it up. But otherwise, it's going to sit back there, any kind of filling and stuff that I need to do, like with water for my pots or dishes.
How much is the Dometic pump?
That one's $99.
How does it connect to the tank?
There is a nipple that has like a quick release. That quick releases into the tank. It's kind of similar to like an air truck quick release.
And does it have like clear plastic tubing going down to the tank then?
Yeah. So the actual cap, so it comes with 2 caps. One's if you were to use the tank as like a regular like valved cap, it's got one that just dispenses water. So if you were to use it like horizontally. And then the other one is the cap that runs a hose to the bottom of the tank with a little like pickup on the bottom of it.
So then, does the Dometic faucet have a pump in it that just pulls the water out then?
Yeah. So the faucet is the pump part of that. So you just hook there's a little nipple on the back of the faucet. Super easy to pull off and put back on. It's just a nipple.
I bet you I could make that work with my pack-out water storage.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah.
It's just a pump. Honestly, if any of those off-brand Amazon spouts, if they have as long as they have the pump in the faucet and they have a nipple in the back where you can connect a hose, any one of those would probably work. Now in hindsight that I've actually used it and everything. But I wouldn't really change it, but
the Dometic one looks so nice.
It is actually really nice. It just double tap on the light and it'll dispense, and I think it's got a 1 liter cutoff, so that if it accidentally gets touched or you're not paying attention, it'll automatically cut off at 1 liter. So that's kind of nice. It's got a magnetic base, and then it comes with a round magnetic base and a square magnetic base that you can actually mount. So I have that mounted on the actual the shelf that I made.
Yeah.
I did not realize I needed to vent my my tank though. So when I took the video and shared it to you guys, it was kind of sputtering a little bit. And I was like, man, this can't be the fastest this thing goes. It's kind of slow for what the price. And then I opened the valve and it was like, and then it started really putting out some water. I was like, thank God, because I was going to start regretting that a little bit. So it was really cool. And the best thing is it's like USB-C. So I just throw it in my cup holder in the truck and plug it in and we're good to go. I'm pretty excited about that. And my thing is that when we had water, it was 4 gallons and they were in the plastic jugs. I've had 6 of those fucking jugs while we were camping last year break, just from throwing them around, from hitting whoopies on the trail on accident, having them land because they weren't, secured because I didn't have anywhere to secure them really.
We still have our 2 original tanks that we bought for our overland trip.
Yeah, I had one of those blue ones from Walmart, the ones with a little spout, and that broke like my first week after hitting a whoop. And I don't remember even what it hit, but it hit something and cracked and just leaked all through the back. And I was like, yeah, this is great.
Gavin's way harder on his stuff than we are.
I don't see these little jumps or something. I don't know. But hey, it launched everything out of my back, so that was fun.
Jesus.
But that's the thing is I wanted it to be, I didn't want to have to lug out those every time I wanted to use them.
Mm-hmm.
What I will be doing is I'm going to buy some extension for the hose because it's only about, I would say probably about 2 feet of hose, which by the time I run it up to where it's at, that's the exact limit.
Right.
So I want to do an extension. I'll just grab a nipple from the store, and run an extension of the hose so that I could run it to my fold down table, which brings me to my next project that I had finished as I optimized my fold down table. I did have like a really cheap, I think it was like a cabinet hinge. Was not meant for that type of table or anything that I had screwed in there. And I had the rope, like the paracord suspenders to help kind of keep the table sitting. So I went to the hardware store, grabbed some heavier duty hinges because I did notice, last summer that I did have a little bit of twist and stuff with my table. It wasn't the most secure. It worked. I didn't have any, real issues with it, but I wanted to clean it up, make it look a little better. So I grabbed some nicer looking black chain, grabbed a couple feet of that, used that instead of the paracord. And then I used some heavier duty hinges so that I wouldn't have so much twist, and that kind of cleaned it all up, made it look really nice.
The amount of stuff that you can do with some lumber and a bungee cord always amazes me.
Yeah.
You are like the epitome of a bungee cord overlander. That's what I'm going to coin it. I coined it. Like
I had to do what I had to do.
I've never seen someone with so many bungee cords in their SUV, dude. Like there's so many bungee cords.
Yeah, I have a few. I always wanted to keep a few of them just to kind of keep around just in case I needed them. And I used them a lot. Like the bungee cords, I would strap down on the bottom of my table to actually to like keep toilet paper on. Or which worked great because then I just hang the toilet paper through the bungee cord in the shit tent or whatever. So, and then the same thing with toilet paper, and it kind of gave it the right retention that it didn't just spin crazy all the time. But I sent a picture into our group chat here. You could kind of see where that Kate or the water jug sits all the way there against the back seat, and how it's kind of plumbed up through the shelf up top. But it was pretty cool. So that was kind of my main thing there. So the fridge sits in there good now. The hose, everything works. And then today I got some labels in, took those green tapes off and cleaned it up and actually put some labels on there. So no more jumping spices. I got all my fire stuff in there. It's all cleaned up, ready for the year, and I guess to kind of see what I can do to make it better, I guess, as I go. But and I also, for my weekend update, my Friday my battery started dying, and I had to make a last minute purchase and got me an Optima red top and threw that in the truck too. So I think that kind of concludes my my updates.
Yeah.
It was a big
And
weekend, lots of optimizing.
You also didn't come to our camping work weekend, so
I did not. No. I think I'm trying to remember. No, Friday I was still kind of feeling it on my ribs, still kind of having a hard time sleeping. So I've been still kind of spot sleeping until the last about 2 days ago. Still kind of spot sleeping either on my side or on the couch, whatever I could. Usually getting to bed at like 4-ish. So yeah, it wasn't I think I even told you about that when I saw you Friday or whatever, Saturday.
yeah.
But it just wasn't in my wants to go sleep on my air mat or anything uncomfortable, because nothing's really as comfortable as your bed. I'd say maybe except a hammock, but yeah, I took that time while I was home to get that stuff done, and Sienna watched the kid while I did it, so got a lot done there. If there's some decent weather the weekend after this, on my next weekend off, I'm probably going to try and do the roof rack.
The weekend after this is, oh no, it's not third gen camping weekend.
No, we
it's
got
the
one more
before.
weekend. Yeah, we
Man.
got one more weekend.
So, yeah, our weekend went very well. Friday, I dropped the axle off the Jeep and got it ready to go underneath the trailer. I had to go get some new U-bolts because I broke those. And so we got and then we had to get spring perches because for whatever reason, I just assumed it was the same width. So we got the new spring perches welded on the axle, got the axle mounted to the trailer upside down. That's a whole other story, but it's okay.
Yep.
We're gonna actually cut the axle shafts off and make them just longer than the wheel bearing of the axle, so that way eventually we can cut the diff right out of there. And so we got all that mounted up, got everything nice and tight, and then hooked the trailer to the 4Runner and did some testing to see if the 4Runner can pull the trailer. And the 4Runner can definitely pull the trailer, so we're going to be okay.
Yep.
I need to wire up some plugs for plugging in lights. I need to do a little bit of work on trailer lights because our cord was bad. But we got it all. We just got to do it this weekend. But the trailer it's really close to being done.
Yeah.
At this point, it's mostly just getting gear on it.
Heck yeah, man.
And then it was a camping work weekend. So we all camped out here at the house.
Yep.
We're doing that again this coming weekend.
Mm-hmm.
When we camp here, we get so much stuff done because there's no driving to people's houses or anything. We just wake up and work.
And wait for us to wake up from Claire's 30 minutes before driving over.
Right.
Alex has got Mark and Mark on the sweatshop list.
Yeah.
Wake up, time to work.
Dude,
Come here, Ling Ling.
There's Saturdays. If they go home that weekend, I'll call them at like 1 in the afternoon and be like, So, are you guys out of bed yet? And Mark will be like, oh, we're starting to move at like 1 in the afternoon.
Yeah. It's a really nice bed at home, and it's quite hard to get out of half the time.
I don't blame you.
I don't either.
The kid gets me up at like 6:30, which is fine because I'm already up, but so is he. He wakes out of a dead sleep and just starts cannonballing his mother, who is not does not like getting up that early, who would sleep until 11 or 12 if she could. So you could imagine how pleasant she is to be around when he's cannonballing her or sitting on her face with his pee diaper.
Yeah. Dude, pee diapers No, poop diapers are the worst, but pee diapers, man, they just don't even care about them. So they'll like sit on you and a little pee squishes out. Ugh.
Okay. Oh man. Wait. Okay.
Ugh.
Let me ask this first before you guys go. Is that all you guys did for your weekend update? Do you have any more?
We got my project I worked on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Mark.
What'd you do?
Get into that.
Been a mod I've wanted to do with the last Tacoma, so it's been sitting on the back burner for quite a while for a mod. I got a Molle panel back behind my rear seat. And we got but Alex donated a bunch of military Molle bags he's not really using.
Yeah,
I think my favorite bag out of it is a little hand grenade one that I turned to a tactical electrical tape pouch.
Yeah, I give Mark these little grenade pouches, and he's like, I don't even know what I would use these for. And I'm like, well, whatever. They're there if you come up with something. And he goes, no, I don't want them. Hands them back to me, and I'm like, all right, cool. And he's like, wait, electrical tape.
There you go. Zins. Pop all the Zins in there.
I told him to do that too. He said it's too big for that.
Now you got to do a stack of them.
No, my tins are too big for that pouch. It's that small.
Oh.
Yeah. It's like such a weird one. Like, I don't know what I would put in this.
Yeah, the size of a hand grenade. Oh, you know what? Do they have zippers?
No.
No. They're Velcro.
I was gonna say, it'd be really nice to get like hand soap in one of those. That would be nice to have a hanging hand soap dispenser, because I have that stuff banging around in my drawers or something, and every once in a while you'll get it squirting out of there, and you'll just like see the bottom of my drawers just like soapy goop.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
the worst.
His Molle panels are really sick. He took the plastic out of that truck last summer.
Yeah.
So it's been loud when you're It's been loud when you're driving it, so we sound deadened it before we put the panels on. And that thing is so freaking quiet now.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Before I do we'll talk about the big mod I'm doing to my truck here this year later. But before I do that, I plan on sound deadening everything. Every panel.
Thankfully, I don't really have that problem yet, but someday I'm sure. I've seen some people complain about it, but I don't really have a lot of road noise or anything with mine, so
you really
maybe if I run 35s and muds.
You don't notice it too much until you're in a truck that is sound deadened, and then it ruins for you forever.
I mean, I've like Sienna's little CRV is pretty well sound deadened comparably.
No.
Well, it is. It's basically silent inside of it while you're driving, and it's almost eerie.
Like if you have you seen what Casey's doing with his Bronco?
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be doing with the 4Runner. There's no production car that goes to that extent.
No, but like I said, it's a little 4-banger, 6-banger that she's got in there. You can't hear nothing anyway with the exhaust.
Like
so it's pretty quiet.
I'm gonna rip my dash out and do sound deadening up the firewall. Like I'm doing the full 9 yards. And then
he's gotta deaden the sound when he's pulling that trailer fully loaded.
Yeah,
this is engine's gonna be like, help.
Then I'm gonna do some new vinyl flooring, some new front seats, pretty much redo my interior.
Mm-hmm.
God, I'm so happy that the previous owner had seat covers on his interior from day one. God, that was so nice. When I took those seat covers off, they were brand new. Like not even, nothing.
My leather
not a wear spot, nothing.
My leather was destroyed when I bought it, and it's only gotten worse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm the one destroying her seats. I took the seat covers off because I'm like, these things are god ugly. They were like an off maroon. Like he got them to try to match the color of the truck, but it was not matching.
Oh.
So it was like a fake leather with and on the sides of the seats it was like a cloth, and it was like, these are god ugly. Took them off, and I was like, oh my god, these are brand new seats under here. Why would you cover them? But I guess he had a reason, because I bought it 2 years ago or so, 3 years ago now, and when I bought it from an '07, they were brand new seats. So I support his decision.
I think I'm gonna do some of the Corbeau sport seats or something like that. They're basically a really decent off-road styled bucket seat, pretty much. But they're not like a racing seat, so you don't like have brackets on the side of you or anything. But
they're comfortable for
long distance. They're big. They're squishy. They're vinyl, so they're not. Well, they're like that fake leather vinyl thing, so they're not going to dry out and crack the way that real leather does.
Yeah, that was my thing. Is like I remember you talking about switching out your seats, and I was kind of worried for a second you were going to go to like full race seats or something. And I was like, man, that's not going to be comfortable.
No,
but those would probably be pretty nice.
There are some race seats I've looked at. The big thing to me is I don't mind if it hugs me up here. I don't want it to hug me on my butt. I want the bottom to kind of... No, I want to be able to move around in my seat because I'm ADHD and have to move.
I don't know. You seem like a butt hugger to me.
Dude, I love to hug some butts, but...
Yeah. Don't like it when they hug you, I see.
Yeah. No, butts... I don't know. I like when butts hug me, too. Depends on what member.
I don't know. I guess I like having the open seat too, because I would think I would feel claustrophobic at this point.
I like a little bit of bolstering to kind of hold me in place as I'm doing shit, but I don't want to be like I built a race truck that had full on race seats and you cannot move. I'm not looking for that.
No.
Yeah. Well, you want to be able to turn around and look out your window and stuff, and
I'm sure Caitlin would be happy about race seats either.
No, she turned him down. But it would
you got to think of the family.
It would really make off-roading a lot less comfortable, and I'm not looking to do that.
No, I couldn't even. It'd make it too uncomfortable for me. Anything less cushy than what I got right now, which isn't the comfiest seats ever, but couldn't do anything a little harder than that for long hours of driving. Hell no.
I should probably message that lady that's got the Bronco seats for sale. They're actually... So there's this lady in, I think, Allendale. She's got the Corbeau seats I want, and they're on Bronco brackets. She took them out of a Bronco. So she has them listed for $100 as Bronco seats, but they're $800 on Corbeau's website.
Yeah, you might want to snatch those up.
Yeah. So
okay. Can I file a complaint?
Which one?
This is off topic, but it's a complaint. I want to file it with Hormel Chili. They have the little chili in the can that you can buy at like Walmart and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cheap chili in a can. I'd like to file a formal complaint with them for making me piss out of my ass and piss out of my mouth for the last 24 hours. So, 0 out of 10 would not recommend. I got those for the exact case that I wanted to try them out as a quick meal for camping.
And they got an F.
They got an F minus. I shit you not. No pun intended. What was it? What's today? Wednesday?
Yes.
Yeah, so I made it Monday night and used that and made some hot dogs and stuff, and I guess I had the most of it, but ate the chili. Boy, did I, dude. 4 a.m., all of a sudden it hit me. And I'm like, oh, God. And stomach started hurting. Ran right to the bathroom, and it was just every 20 minutes peeing out of my butt. And I'm like, I hate my life. I was praying to gods I don't pray to. I was doing all sorts of stuff. Finally, I texted my bosses at 6:30 or 40, and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be a little late. I'm kind of dealing with a situation here that I can't really be at work for. And I kind of explained it a little bit more. And they're like, how about you just stay home? We don't want that here. And I'm like, well, I didn't include the, hey, I know exactly who the cause is, but they didn't really want to hear it anyway. So last time I came to work sick, I got people infected. So
Oh.
they, yeah, no, that longer thing that I had going on, I got a couple other people sick too.
Jesus.
They just recovered much faster than I did. So I think my immunity's been screwed up ever since I had my kids. So, but yeah, do not recommend Hormel's chili. This is the first day I've been able to eat and been able to have normal bowel movements. So, I will not be taking those to camp, because if that happened during camp, I'd be going home straight up. That would be the end of my trip. Alex would be hearing me in my camp tent just pooping every 30 seconds, crying.
Who needs his diapers again? Gavin
Oh,
does?
dude.
Are you sure it's his kids? No, it's for him.
Nope, I needed them. I was joking about it because, I might have had a little accident on the way. And I was like, I can't believe this. I'm 29. Well, I'm 30 years old now. Shit. And I'm having accidents on the way. That's embarrassing. Like I told Sienna, I said, I might need some adult diapers and one of those cooling menthol maxi pads to put on my ass, because it got to a point where I was just shitting out stomach acid. And I'm like, dude, I'm over this.
All right, well, let's get off the poop talk. That's enough of that.
Why, you don't like that?
So I sent a link to those seats in the podcast chat if you want to take a look at them. They're a little damaged, but they're way better than what I'm on right now, so I'll deal with it.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're
white.
I don't know about damage. It might be because it had boxes in it.
Yeah, they're tan.
Tan, I guess.
Same color as what's in my truck right now.
It doesn't look really damaged. Like I said, I think it might have been just weight. It just looks damaged in there because it's still forming again.
But I did reach out to Corbeau to find out if they do, like, if I can buy pieces to rebuild them. And they will sell me a new bottom foam and cover. So even if it is damaged, I can make them look brand new for pretty cheap.
Yeah.
Thank gosh for Corbeau.
Yeah. They're just,
tell you what,
like, for what they are and for the price, they're a fantastic looking seat.
Yeah. Not what I pictured when you were talking about your racing seats and whatnot.
Oh, I was saying that's what I didn't want.
No, but I thought you were talking about getting a little bit more sportier looking from what you were talking about.
I did look at those. They've got a couple sportier seats that I really like, but for the price, I'll go with these.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I did reach out to her, so maybe we'll have that on the weekend plans for this weekend. Then I just have to pay $185 per side to mount them into my truck.
Yeah.
Oh, one more thing. I know we have to wrap up here soon, but we should all do some MRE testing.
Some what?
MRE testing.
Oh, MRE. I thought you said memory testing. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I don't need that tested. I know that's bad, but I want to do some testing. We know MREs. We get that. But
I was going to say, Alex has something in mind for us to start doing. We just got to get it.
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that, dehydrating our foods at home and doing that, but I would like to do that. But I would also like to pair it with some of the well-known kind of like food, the MRE, I guess, dehydrated meal that are out there, and just see what's good, because I've been experimenting kind of last year and found some pretty decent ones, that like biscuits and gravy and stuff like that were just pretty damn good for what it was. I think it'd be fun to try them out and get ideas for, something that we could do. If you could dehydrate biscuits and gravy, hell yeah.
Dude, I plan on doing like Me and Mark have been talking about this, but I plan on dehydrating like every weekend, every month. I'm going to dehydrate as much as I can.
Oh, yeah.
Because I want to build up a big enough stockpile that we can just be like, I feel like chili mac today, and grab chili mac to go with us.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You just have to make it so that it's good, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what, like, dehydrating, I don't know how long it takes, like, to get all the moisture out of everything, but, like, chili mac being as wet as it is, I'd be curious how long it would take to dehydrate something like that. It'd be interesting to see.
Yeah,
It's going to be a cool little study.
because I think if we can dehydrate our own food, we're gonna save a boatload of money and a boatload of time. Because that's gonna make camp cooking like 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah,
zero
could you
prep
imagine?
time.
Yeah, could you imagine doing like skillet potatoes or
Yeah.
like what was that camp meal that you made the one time? Potatoes, meat in the bag, hobo meals.
pies. Yeah.
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 Doing something like that and then just throw them in a freeze dried. Actually cooking them good and all the way through,
Mhm.
and then seasoning them really good, and then just boom, dehydrating them and rehydrating them a couple months later. That'd be great.
I gotta see how, because maybe a dehydrator isn't the way. Maybe it's a freeze dryer. I didn't even think about that.
Wouldn't freeze
yes.
dry mean when you keep it frozen though?
No.
No,
It
freeze dryer works similar to a dehydrator in that.
Okay.
Yeah, it might actually be a freeze dryer that I need, and I think those are more expensive. That might set back my plans a little bit, but you know.
Yeah, I still want to check those. Like, Peak Refuel has probably one of the best biscuits and gravies that I've ever had. It's a dehydrated meal. Next time that we go out, I'll make it for like a breakfast and have everyone try it, give their opinions on it. But dude, for a dehydrated meal, I showed it to Mike and Lisa. You guys know them with the Tacoma,
Yeah.
dark green Tacoma.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike and Lisa and Zach and Nolan, and they were like, "Damn, that's actually pretty good." They were like, "We're gonna have to take a couple of these." So, real easy 15-minute breakfast that has 2 servings in it. So, like, one of those is great for me. Sienna will eat half of them and be okay. So, it's a lot of food. You know, a fat ass, so I'll eat it. But on that note,
Yeah, it's time for us
Let's,
to get on
wrap
to
it
a new
up.
recording.
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
And we will see you next time.
catch you guys later.